My mom is nice, I guess, and I love her, I guess. Actually, I shouldn't tell you all of this, but for some reason I think that if I share it, it will make me feel a little better and I'll be able to understand myself while watching this video. Please support me with likes, comments, and subscribe to the channel. I've seen many other stories here too, all of them so sincere. I decided to share this with you after a case that happened to me quite recently. A beauty contest was announced in our city. It didn't start with it, but I'll tell you closer to the point. Any beauty pageant my mother saw was not missed by me. Whenever she read the ads on the internet or got a newsletter, she would come to my room. She rarely, almost never, came into my room for any reason at all, but she came in on business all the time. It was all about appearance, my beauty. My mother had been a beauty in the past and had a lot of guys and men chasing after her. She chose my father, they got married, but he left almost as soon as I was born. And even though he pays child support and has been trying to get in touch with me for years, she won't let him. I know this. She told me my father was dead, but I've fallen many times as he came in, as she sent him out, found receipts with his name on them. He supported us well. Thanks to that money, my mother didn't have to work and spend it all on her and my appearance. That day she came to me, as usual, in a hurry, and began to say that there will be a competition in town, they say organized by the mayor's office, and there is a good cash prize, as well as a head pass to the best spa salon in town. I was a little sick at the time, plus I didn't want to participate in the contest at all. I asked if I could skip it this time, since the last contest ended a week ago. My mom responded, as always, "What the hell, you can't opt out. You have to do it." "Mom, but I'm tired and sick." "Here, medicine, drink it, and it'll pass. Let's go to the beauty salon." "Mom, I already have a lot of awards. I've won all the competitions. Haven't I won enough?" "You haven't fulfilled your dream yet, to be Miss World and then the universe. Get ready." I got dressed and we drove to the salon. I was sick of all the beauty services. I just wanted to lie down, read, or go for a walk with friends. Despite my popularity, I was mega lonely. My mom used to run my social media, communicating with fans, and she loved it, but I didn't. After they were all done, I went to the bathroom and locked myself in a stall. I turned to face the door, touched my forehead, and started banging against it, counting 1, 2, 3, 10, 18, 45, and so on to 100. When I was especially nervous, I could beat 500 to 600 times in a row. I always had a dent in my forehead, which pissed my mother off. She never knew where it came from, and so I had thick bangs to hide it. My mother called it the only defect in my body. Oh, if she just once looked into my soul. I looked in the mirror. The dimple had turned red. "It'll heal," I said to my reflection and walked back into the hairdresser's room. My mom told the hairdresser to trim my bangs, and when she pulled them up, my mama once again gasped to the whole room. "Why is your forehead red? It's not supposed to be like that. We have a contest coming up. Get the bangs done soon so you don't upset me," said Mom. It was dieting again, shopping, getting ready, rehearsals, shoes, after which my feet were blistered to bleeding. I had insomnia. Sometimes I would stand and bang my forehead against the wall all night long. Why did I do that? It made me feel better. I felt like I was expelling the bad thoughts that were keeping me from concentrating on the competition. It took me about 2 months to get ready. Day in and day out, my mom would chase me around the gym with tutors or in salons, and so on all my life. A couple of days before the pageant, I told my mom that my bikini was torn. She was really mad. It was a bikini she had made to order, and the designer lived far away. I knew she was going to redo it, so I ripped it on purpose. I just wanted to be left alone. Half an hour after she left, the doorbell rang. It was a man. He was surprised to see me. I rarely stayed home alone without my mother. It turned out that he was my father. I knew he existed, but I'd never seen his face, only heard his voice. When he spoke to me, I recognized him. Dad came into our house and started asking questions. I reluctantly answered, "Come with me. I know your mother and I know how hard it can be to be with her. Spend a couple of days at my place, get some rest. I go to all your competitions. I always watch and cheer for you and see how tired you are. I hear your sad words," said my father. I wanted to cry so badly after he said that. That's what I always wanted to hear. I said I was going to pack, but 15 minutes later, I heard my mother come back into the house. She shouted and chased my father away, And when I tried to intercede, she grabbed my hand and said,
"You want me to tie you to the radiator in the basement again?"
That's what she used to do when I wouldn't listen. She'd chain me up and re-educate me that way. I shrank into a ball of fear. My father left and my mother threw the bikini at me, telling me that she'd met a designer on the way and that she'd fixed everything on the spot. Then she threatened to tear it up again, to put me on a chain. I ran into the room and banged my head 300 times. Then we went to a gate rehearsal and a photo shoot. On the way, my mom was babbling about how I had to win, that it couldn't be otherwise. My eyes were always red with anger and resentment.
"But what if I don't win?" "What do you mean, don't win?"
"What if I lose?"
"Who said that? I won't let it happen. You're lucky to have a mother who invests a fortune in you to win contests. One dream after another is coming true. I'm even a little jealous of you."
Mom drove quietly and didn't even know what was inside of me. "Mom, why didn't you tell me Dad was alive?" I asked. She was confused, and I continued. "He invited me to visit. I want to go for a couple of days right after the contest." My mother reacted sharply. She said that I will not communicate with losers, that my father is nothing but pathetic, and that to me, he was dead. But she was not squeamish about taking money from him. I tried to ask her again, but she said no, so I started banging my head against the glove compartment of the car, unbuckling my belt. 1, 2, 3, 10. In the background, my mom yelled for me to stop, that I was going to hurt my forehead and leave an ugly scar.
"Oh, is that what you care most about? Just my looks, Mom? I figured out what I have to do to get you to back off."
And I started beating myself up even harder. She grabbed my hair with one hand and I jerked sharply. My mother mixed up the brakes and the gas, and we crashed into a tree. I woke up in the hospital. My mom was fine. Her airbag worked, but mine didn't. I must have damaged something before the accident when I hit my forehead, and that's why it didn't work. In the accident, I hid my face into the glove compartment with all my might, broke my nose and front teeth, bruised my chin, and bent the bridge of my nose. When I was told that my entire head was rewound because of multiple injuries, my mother fainted right there on the couch. And when she came to her senses, she asked me how I could do that to her because the contest was coming up.
"Doctor, we have a competition after tomorrow. You can do it quickly, right? She needs to win."
The doctor was freaking out, and I said, "Mom, are you out of your mind? If I'm going there, it's not going to be like this." But my mom couldn't calm down. She started calling friends, beauticians, and then she came up to me, limping slightly, and told me not to worry because I was going to win it anyway.
"You're going to fulfill your dream. Don't be afraid."
"I'm not afraid. I've already done it. But your dream, Mom?
I'll never do it again." "What did you say?"
"I said it's not my dream, it's yours. I don't want to be beautiful. I don't need it."
"Oh, you wretch! I put all my energy and money into you."
She wanted to hit me, but just then, my father intercepted her hand. He said,
"She was always obsessed with beauty. After she gave birth, 3 weeks later, she was hysterical because she couldn't look at herself in the mirror. I tried to calm her down, but she yelled. And then you know what she said? That I looked prettier than her, and so she kicked me out. And what did she say to you? That I left you to your own devices?"
my father asked. "That you were dead," I answered. Dad only laughed. Mom was angry and had to be sedated and moved to a separate room. What happened then? I went to live with my father. Finally, I was free to just live. I sometimes remember all this sadly, but my mom doesn't want to talk to me. Well, I'm not ready yet either. My forehead is just starting to heal.